The Echo Between Us. Genre, romance, drama. Setting, modern-day New York City. Main characters: Lena Torres, 24, photographer, fiercely independent, searching for something real. Aiden Clarke, 27, reclusive writer, damaged by past choices, hiding behind his words. Part 1. The Stranger with the Pen. New York was too loud for silence. And yet, somehow, in the back corner of Cafe Orion, I found it. I wasn't supposed to be there. My original shoot got canceled. The clouds had rolled in, ruining the light. I wandered without thinking, camera slung across my chest, until the smell of coffee and old wood pulled me into this quiet little place. And him. He sat by the window, pen moving like it had a mind of its own. Messy hair, sweater too big for summer, a small coffee long gone cold. But it was his eyes that struck me, sharp, tired, and full of something I couldn't name. He didn't notice me at first, but I noticed him. Part 2. Polaroids and pages. I'm Lena, I said, slipping into the seat across from him. He blinked. Do I know you? No, I smiled, but I know a good face when I see one. He raised an eyebrow, amused. Photographer. Guilty. He leaned back. Aiden, I write. Of course he did. He looked like a man who lived in metaphors. Part 3. Familiar strangers. That became our thing. Same table, same hour. He wrote. I edited photos. Sometimes we spoke. Sometimes we didn't. He never asked about my past. I never asked about his. But our silences started to feel like conversations. One rainy afternoon, he slid a page toward me. I read it. She walked into the room like a memory he hadn't let himself remember. You write like you're grieving, I said quietly. He looked at me for a long time. Maybe I am. Part 4. Walls and windows. The first time he invited me to his apartment, I almost said no. It was small, books everywhere, old records. He poured tea like it was sacred. You live like the past is still here, I teased. And you live like you're running from it, he answered. That shut me up. But he was right. Part 5. Almost. It happened on the fire escape. Sunset bleeding into the skyline. He handed me a book of Rilke poems and said nothing. We read, we didn't touch, but his knee rested near mine, warm and still, and then his hand brushed my wrist. A pause, a heartbeat, almost, but not yet. Part 6. Cracks. One night, I came to the cafe, and he wasn't there. No message, no warning. I waited 2 hours. Nothing. The next day, he returned, eyes darker, posture tighter. Where were you? I asked. He hesitated. Nowhere good. When I reached for his hand, he flinched. Part 7. Ghosts. Aiden had a brother. He died 3 years ago. Suicide, he whispered. He was the light. I was the shadow. I didn't speak. I just sat beside him. I write to keep him alive, Aiden said. But sometimes I forget who I am without the grief. I leaned my head on his shoulder. You're still here. And that means something. Part 8, The Night We Fell. It wasn't planned. We were both tired, stretched thin by the ghosts we carried. I was supposed to leave. He was supposed to let me. But the door stayed closed. We kissed like it hurt, like it healed. And when the morning came, he whispered, "Stay." So I did. Part 9, Silence Between Storms. We didn't say, "I love you." Not because it wasn't true, but because it was too much, too soon, too real. Instead, we learned each other's silences. He'd squeeze my hand when the nightmares came. I'd leave notes in his books when I left early. We loved in quiet ways, until the day I was offered a job in Paris. Part 10, The Echo. My flight was in 5 hours. I stood on the platform, camera in one hand, ticket in the other. He appeared breathless. "I can't ask you to stay," he said. "I wouldn't listen if you did," I replied. He laughed, but his eyes were glassy. "But I will find you," he whispered, stepping close. "Wherever you go, I'll find the echo of us." And when I kissed him, I knew this wasn't the end, just an echo, waiting to return. The end.